So here we are in the breeding shed. This is Blanca and her foster baby, who hatched out of an egg under her, so she has no idea that he's not hers. He's just learning how to eat out of a bowl. They have to get up on the perch first. Now, of course, there's seed on the floor of the cage, but, you know, they got to learn what their parents do. So, these two up here, this is Hephaestus and Demeter, ended up with all of the extra chicks out of these two. This is Pewter. Pewter is actually Demeter's full brother from a later clutch. No, this isn't Pewter, this is Ocean. Still her full brother out of a later clutch. And his mate Baby, the baby blue hen. She's a Spangle Opaline, he's a straight Spangle with a violet factor. And they have some really pretty babies. I'm just loving on this. If you take a peek, this one looks like a normal. I got a normal out of two Spangles. See, those two center tail feathers are black, so that's going to be a normal. This one, I thought, look at all that white, it must be an Opaline, but it doesn't have the color in its wings, so it's a straight Spangle. This one, by contrast, is a Spangle Opaline, and do you see all the body color in his wings? Pretty, pretty babies. And there are three younger siblings. I have little sticks sticking out of the edge of my nest boxes to keep everybody cool. So there's Mama and Daddy. And they had one of the fosters and ended up taking on the two from Snow and, here, let me back out a little bit. Taking on the two from Snow and Cumulus because they weren't thriving. I could see that Snow and Cumulus were not eating the soft food that I was giving them, a response to being sick. But the soft food is where all the extra protein, calcium powder is coming from, and the two chicks were looking flat. So the older dark-winged one was already in here. That pure white one is going to be a double factor Spangle. I'm so excited, and it's starting to go to rickets, but I think she'll turn it around in no time because she eats lots of wet food. And that little one is the youngest. So, all right, closing the door. She said, "Leave my baby alone." So they are happy parents, even though they aren't their babies. They'll never know. Well, they do know. She woke up this morning with all these extra babies. Was like, what? But happy to have them. So then these guys, Mama and Daddy it's hot, so Mama and Daddy like to sit out and look in at them. But these guys are going to get their liner in their cage tomorrow, because the oldest one's going to be ready to get out and start running around. See how the oldest one looks exactly like Mama. The youngest one is actually Bubba Jr. and Blanca's baby. So, but again, she hatched it out of an egg. She has no idea. And these two chicks, now she plucked all of their down off, and she kept it up till they got to the point where they weren't growing it back again, because they grow out of the stage where they're growing down and their body turns its energy to growing feathers instead. So there's Khalil, who's a beautiful, heavily feathered, big mask, big blow, yellow face, but he's really small. And their mother is a pied that's equally really small. I got no pied babies out of them, but surprise, surprise, I did get an Opaline. And I thought out of three were yellow faces, but it turns out all three out of three are yellow faces. So here's the little guy. And this may be a normal. None of them are pied. This may be a normal. Because I think I got Opalines in here. The mother is an Opaline pied. I did not know that Khalil was split to Opaline. But if I have Opaline chicks in here, which I clearly do, and I'll show you the difference in a sec, that means he must be split. So this one's a normal, and you can see he doesn't have body color in his wings. He's going to be a nice little sky blue yellow face. He's the oldest, but this middle chick is clearly an opaline, and the way you can tell is because look at those wing feathers. They were all full of blue. That beautiful light sky blue, and he's a yellow face with that little yellow head on him. This is going to be a stunner of a bird. The yellow face on opaline looks really nice. So, again, I've got to prop their nest box open, let the roasted heat out, because I don't want to cook babies. Okay, there you go, mommies and daddies. We'll go take a look at babies that have already launched. Okay, so this is Powder. His baby's launched. I put him out there, but he's not strong enough. He really, really suffered with the illness. I kept propping him up, but he's really weak. He may have some permanent damage going, maybe some kidney damage or something from nearly starving to death like 2 times. Or he may just take a while to recover. I don't know. But he's okay. He's eating, he's gaining weight, and I will just wait and see. I'll give him, weeks on end. He can fly, but he can't fly enough to be out on the big flight, and he gets tired very, very fast and ends up sitting on the floor. So this little girl, this is Pythos, and she just got her leg stuck in one of the toys I had out there and was hanging upside down by her leg. So I freed her and brought her in here because I'm going to watch her leg for a couple of days to make sure it's okay. But it looks pretty good. You can see she's not standing on it, but it's straight. She did walk on it when I first put her in there because she was distressed. So I think she'll be all right. So this is sick bay. This is my man Haverty right here sitting on his food bowl. He is no longer feeding those chicks. He just went on strike. Like, you all just need to get over it. And this is Malachite, who is looking good for the first time in quite a long while. He's putting on weight and obviously feeling better. And this is the one chick that he continued to feed through however sick he got. And this is a nice looking little baby boy. I'm very glad to see him, and these two are going out tomorrow, and happy day. Haverty is going to go out tomorrow with all of these just masses of chicks. So there are 3 spangles in here. This little blue girl right here, this little green look-alike like Haverty, and another spangle back there. Those are all actually Haverty and Irina's chicks. But then there's 3 other chicks in here. This obnoxious little creature down here is either the last of Marble and Preston's babies, or this is actually Sky and Powder's baby. I don't know. I may be able to tell when he gets a little older, just by his conformation, because their parents are very different. But on the other hand, Marble and Stella, both the hens that are in question, are full sisters. So I may just never know. And then that little green guy back there is Malachite's youngest. And this little blue girl who I had in with Kobe and his crew, she just never really integrated, so I put her in here. So what's happening is the chicks in here have a dynamic little life going. They play all day long. They're just a mess. Haverty's obviously the kind of dad that lets everybody be happy-go-lucky, but he is not feeding anybody anymore. He's done. So he takes care of them, he grooms them, they groom them, and he's ready to lead them out into the world, and that will happen tomorrow. This little Haverty lookalike, whom I thought was a girl, but now I'm starting to think is a boy. I'm tickled pink about him. He's going to be a nice bird. And of course, that is his younger brother, who's also a Haverty lookalike. So it seems that I got 2 birds that look just like their daddy and are both boys, and 2 blue spangles like their mama. Well, their mama's not a spangle, but she's a blue, and they're both girls. So very happy with that crew. So that's what's happening in the breeding shed, and I plan on filming the launch when I take these 2 out tomorrow and let them go in the big flight. So that's it.